Hello and welcome back to Frontier Unlocked. This is show number 2, Holly.
They've let us come back.
Apparently we did all right last time and people like the format, so we're back again. Here we are again. So thank you very much everyone in chat for joining us. I'm Arthur, one of the community team, and I'm joined by the wonderful Holly.
Hello, I look after influencers and miscellaneous other things here at Frontier.
Holly's awesome. So Holly is here to make sure that I don't make too many mistakes, of which I will probably make a lot.
Oh no, I'm not. No, you didn't tell me that. That's not what we're doing. You're looking after my mistakes.
All right. Well, welcome. So if you're new to Frontier Unlocked, basically the format of the show, it's a magazine show. We talk about all the news from Frontier Towers. I'm coining that phrase.
Towers, only 3 stories.
Well, look, hey, let me have my dream. So we'll be talking about all the news and updates for some of your favourite games, and we've got a bumper edition this show. However, before we do that, we do have some housekeeping things to go through.
Yes.
We've got, oh, actually, no, I've got this wrong already. Look, producer Adam's given me a whole list and I've gone straight the way off-piste.
Yeah, no, we've told this before. Adam's literally, we've got a list right here and we've already decided to not follow it.
Yeah, but he'll be upset because Adam's actually made us a brand new asset for what's coming up on the show. So let's look at this brand new asset from our producer Adam. Here we go, let's roll it in. So coming up on today's show, we have all the news for our Warhammer fans.
And I did see someone in chat just now saying, please, Realms of Ruin.
Well, we will have news for you today. And we also have some news about the wonderful Chaos Gate that launched earlier this month. Then we have some incredible developers on to showcase some of the news from Planet Zoo console. And then at the end, the prodigal son returns, and Zach will be on to talk about Elite Dangerous, some of the news that's happening there. So there we go.
The Elite continues to eat well. I've seen the rehearsal.
Yes, there was a rehearsal. We actually, believe it or not, ignore my performance. We actually do rehearse this show. All right, so before we do that, there is some general housekeeping. Holly, let's talk about some of the Twitch drops and stuff.
Yeah, we have Twitch drops are active right now. You will be able to get 2 ship skins. We've got the Stinger Green this time, not the Ice Sheet. Stinger Green. So these 2 drops are available now. You have to watch this show for a certain length of time. It should be very doable. I'd tell you, but I'd love it if you just stay a bit longer. But these are available for anyone watching.
So there's a bit of a... So we were discussing this during the rehearsal.
Yeah, now...
Adam is very fond of these skins. I am not a fan.
It's like...
Personal choice, right? Chat, how you feeling? You liking these colours or not?
Someone says, ooh, stingy.
Stingy?
Like, ooh, stingy. Much sting.
Well,
oh, much sting.
Bit spicy. Nah,
I'm no fan,
like
says Orange Spark. I think it's a Marmite.
It's going to be a Marmite.
But I like the fact it's free and it's different from last month's
Twitch
drop, which is always really exciting.
So you earn that just by watching this show.
By putting up with us too.
Yes, stick around.
Reward.
But there's more.
Yes.
Holly, every show we do a competition, and Holly has produced the goods yet again. Do you want to show what you can win on today's show?
Yes, okay. So we'll be doing a competition. We won't tell you when it starts, but when it does, we will even give you the competition mechanic. You'll win a bundle of goodies, which we will ship directly to you. First, we have a little Planet Zoo goodie bag. We've got a few bits in here, the infamous Planet Zoo lunchbox, the water bottle, and a few other goodies. We've got the Planet Zoo vinyl. We made this to celebrate the 3rd anniversary. And it's a beautiful album that has about 12 different songs from across the DLCs on it. It is transparent, base game green.
And you've got my baby picture.
Yeah, well, when you had hair.
Yeah, I did have it. There you are, chat. There's a picture of me with hair. I do have it. So there we go. There we go.
Lovely. Then we've got quite a few things, like kits that we have made that were, never available. So obviously to celebrate the launch of Warhammer 40k Chaos Gate Demon Hunters, we have made some keycaps originally. It's a set of the WASD and an escape key. This is quite hard to show on camera, but it's the little Grey Knight helmet.
There's a Grey Knight helmet on there. Yeah, very cool.
You can win this. By the way, if you do win this, and you're really struggling to open it, it's magnetic. It's not you. And I actually had people messaging me being like, you sent me something and I don't know how to open it. It's magnetic.
The one of those people was me. Chat, I generally thought we'd built a puzzle box. I couldn't get into it. I was like, what? How do you open it? I thought it was a paperweight, but it's cool. It's really cool. But so is this.
We've also got Elite Dangerous beanie and a selection of pin badges as well. We made these for the launch of F1 Manager 23. This is a stream deck featuring the design from the key art. and I do believe, if I get this right, on this little USB stick, we actually had some of the Sky Sports F1 commentators do some voice bits for it.
So when you press the buttons?
Yeah, it was quite interesting trying to explain to them what a raid was for Twitch. One of them even said, well, raiding's not a good thing. And I was like, no, it is on Twitch.
Is that explaining what TikTok is to me?
Yeah,
okay,
it was a lot of that. And we have some nice little bits in there for you. But finally, I think probably the big one for today.
Yeah, this is cool.
So this is the brand new, due to be released very soon, I believe early March, Xbox Design Labs controller exclusively for Planet Zoo Console Edition. You will be able to win your own one that is already sealed in this box, so it's not the one that me and Arthur have been passing around the room. It's absolutely incredible. It's the Elite Series 2 controller featuring the green, and I love the metal.
The back is lovely, yes. Chef's kiss.
So you will be able to win one of these as part of today's prize bundle.
All of this swag.
And we will tell you the mechanic on how to enter very soon. So you have to be paying attention. So if you're listening without sound on because we're annoying you, I'm sorry.
Yeah, unlucky. I mean, they'll probably be able to guess, I reckon.
Oh, they'll probably, yeah,
you'll probably be able to guess.
You'll be able to tell.
However, that's a huge haul. So thank you very much, Holly, for providing that for all of our fans. So good luck for those who enter later on. As Holly said, we will let you know how to win all that wonderful stuff a bit later. Right, I guess we should move on to the first part of the show. So we're going to talk about all things Warhammer. So to lead us in, we have a lovely launch trailer for Chaos Gate Demon Hunters, which launched earlier this month. Let's have a look.
Commander, the bloom is not to be taken lightly. With every passing day, the corruption grows stronger. I have foreseen dire omens for this sector. Send your squad to the surface.
Commander, prepare to engage.
5 great demonic entities tore into existence here. And now, they lie in wait. The Grey Knights must purge this darkness.
You are our burning blade in the dark. On the Imperium!
Ta-da! So there we go. That is the wonderful Chaos Gate Demon Hunters, available now on console on Xbox One, PS4, PS5, and Xbox Series S and X.
Well
and
done.
I remembered it all. And you can actually order the Purifier Edition, which comes with the wonderful Castellan Garen Crow and the Black Blade of Antwer demonic sword, who I am convinced they named it after something out of Monty Python, but it's not. It's actually a demonic sword. It's very powerful. He's a very cool character to have.
Someone just said in chat, much hammer, very war.
There is a lot of warhammering going on in that game. And also, someone said, this looks pretty good.
It is a really good game.
All fairness aside, it's really good. I love turn-based strategy games. People know sort of games that I love if you follow me on my socials. This is a really, really cool game. It's really, really fun. If you're into 40k, it's a bonus. Outside of that, it's a really good turn-based strategy game.
Which actually probably leads a really nice segue into actually showing just a little snippet.
Yes, we went to Warhammer World and the wonderful community team went up there. So Paul and Phil, shout out to those guys. They were on hand to showcase the game to the patrons of Warhammer World. So they're getting their Warhammering on at Warhammer World. And then Paul and I were then on the stream with the wonderful team at Warhammer TV, and we had a playthrough of a mission. And this mission, which we're going to show you a tiny snippet of, is Paul versus a Reaper. And a Reaper is basically one of these 5 bosses you can face. So you can face sort of several of them. Paul always gives me the stress.
Yeah, he likes to play it very close.
Legitimately, I was convinced Paul had failed this after about 4 minutes into the mission chat. And we were on stream for about 40 minutes doing this mission, and for 40 minutes I was visibly sweating because I was like, Paul's failed. Paul's absolutely failed.
He had one job, and he's come within 4 minutes.
But this is the finality. So spoilers, if you want to, you can check out the whole VOD VOD? VOD. check out the
video
VOD,
on demand
on Warhammer's channel. But if you want to see the last 2 minutes, spoilers, it tells you what happens. Let's have a look now. The Grey Knights are reforming. This looks like a final stand against one of the Reapers.
Oh, can I get it? Let's have a look.
Oh, you're going to shoot a brazier on him as well.
I'm going to set him on fire.
Now he's burning. He's up. I mean, the stench must be awful already. I mean, it's bad enough.
But luckily, they've got their armor, and it's completely sealed.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, yes, he's on 10. What's it reduced him to? He's on 5. This is it, chat. You should have put more W's in. What's the
he's got to reload.
He's got to reload. Oh, no. Oh, no.
I wasn't intending for it to be this stressful.
I mean, I don't think I need a new pair of pants. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's all. I thought you lost 4 times over, Paul. But I think there's no way you lose this now.
Don't jinx it.
Here we go.
You summoned friends.
That's all right, Paul.
I just want to go away.
Who do you want to do the killing blow, Paul? I think Librarians earn it, to be fair. If he can do it, I think Librarians earn the killing blow.
Let's see.
If he doesn't get murdered by the
Plague
Bearer.
Part of me wants to do the Purifier.
Oh, mate, it's been your playthrough. Like, I don't want to...
Purifier's far too far away.
I don't want a side seat thing in this, but if you're a Librarian who's... Look at him, he's been absolutely pummeled throughout the entire game.
He is.
And here we go. He's going to give him the good news.
Here we go.
Nice work. And again, as you mentioned before, doesn't die. He's stuck back into the warp, right?
That's it. And he'll come back.
Should I just say, Paul? Well done.
Yes.
I didn't explore then. Well done. Because
that went a lot better than I thought it was going.
This is the sweatiest I've ever seen Paul, by the way. He is absolutely sweating his way through that one. So there we go. Spoilers, Paul was victorious, but you could see I think Paul was getting more enjoyment about stressing me out than he was actually playing. But
that's
there we go.
100% how Paul gets his kicks.
Yeah. So, anyways, that was one of the chosen ones from Nurgle. It was a greater demon. So yes, chat. There was a mouth on his stomach, a mouth on his elbows, his mouth on his tongue, and stuff like that.
Mouths on mouths.
It's disgusting. But Paul was victorious. It's a great game. Check it out. But that's not all. If you do want to win a PS5,
yes,
not just any old PS5. There is a competition running on the Warhammer social channels, or the Warhammer Chaos Gate social channels rather. You can win this lovely PS5 wrapped in our wonderful key art with the custom controller as well. So go along and have a check. It's a real simple competition.
Yeah.
Loads of ways to win entries, and it's still running, so you've still got a chance to get in there and win yourself a PS5.
Yes.
So have a look, see. And good luck if you're going to enter. All right, so that's me talking about all the shooty guns, big hammers.
Now let's go to the
bows and arrows and swords. So Realms of Ruin, obviously, that you were asking us about, is there going to be an update for Realms of Ruin? Well,
yes.
I could tell you, but it'd be a wasted of me telling you. Why to get the wonderful Sandro Samarco to see what's coming for Realms of Ruin?
Hello, my name's Sandy Samarco, and I'm lead designer on Realms of Ruin. And I'm really pleased to announce that coming later this year are 2 new heroes to Realms of Ruin. The first hero that's coming is Kurdos Valentian, and he's standing in for the Nighthorn. Kurdos Valentian in life was a very great and ruthless leader, and in his desire for power, he committed very wicked deeds on a grand scale. And so in death, he was granted command, but unfortunately, due to Nagash's twisted sense of justice, his ability to issue commands was denied. He can't actually speak. And so he was forever committed to being more of a strongman for the Nighthorn army than an actual commander. His presence is always announced by 2 heralds that flit above him, proclaiming his misdeeds and taunting him, which is really cool. And in the game, he's very much a brawler. He doesn't have too much mobility, but he can really pack a punch. And he's got a rather nasty ability to meddle with your opponent's command and resources, as well as disrupt local enemies by silencing their abilities. The second of the 2 heroes that are coming is the Gaunt Summoner for Tzeentch. Gaunt Summoners are incredibly powerful, strange, weird magisters, wizards of the Chaos God Tzeentch. They're custodians of the Silver Towers, these large edifices that flit through time and space. And there's only ever 9 of them at any one time, so it's a very prestigious and rather terrifying title. So in the game, the Gaunt Summoner is very much about range damage and range combat. Being a wizard, a magister, you don't really want to get them in close combat, but if you can keep them safe, they can output a devastating amount of damage. And as you might expect with the title of the Gaunt Summoner, their kind of party pieces, they can summon lots of forces of Tzeentch to the battlefield, which can really just turn the tables if you can time it right. Alongside these 2 new heroes, I'm really happy to announce that there'll be a free update for all Realms of Ruin players, and this will contain a slew of balancing changes, quality of life improvements, and new maps. The first is Epicenter, a 2v2 map based in the Sulphur biome. Then we've got the Rotting Moor, based in the Swamp biome. Eternal Siege, a 1v1 map in the Tundra biome. And Creeping Drought, a 1v1 map based in the Sulphur biome. One of the major improvements we're adding, in direct response to player feedback, is the ability for your units to automatically retaliate against units that threaten or engage them. The way this will work is there will be 2 stances for units: Hold, which will make the unit act like they currently do in the game, and Engage, which will be the new default stance. And when a unit is set to engage, if they're shot at, they will run along and try and engage the people that are shooting at them. And also there is a new engagement radius where an enemy just getting too close to them will make them want to go and bash them on the head with whatever weapon they're holding. So it's a really cool improvement, so you don't have to be everywhere at once. You can set orders for units and know that they're going to act with the correct level of autonomy. And in case you were wondering, don't worry, you can't kite units using this method. Although this automation allows them to retaliate, they're effectively leashed to where they were set to move to, so they'll go back to guarding their original spot. We've also made a bunch of balancing changes to improve the game as well. Some of these are faction-based, so for example, we've made the Oryx a little bit more sustainable in the early game to make sure that they survive into the late game where they do get very powerful. And likewise, the Nighthaunts, we've redressed their balance a little bit so they fit more in line with the other 3 factions, so that they're not too overly powerful in the early game, swamping the enemy. We've also made a lot of changes to reduce Realmstone costs for most of the late game abilities that units have. These abilities are really fun, that they can create lots of interesting opportunities, and we wanted to make sure that when you're in the late game you get a chance to use them and have fun with them. There will also be a number of quality of life improvements. For example, we've improved squad responsiveness, so units should respond a lot more quickly and snappily to orders that you give them, and the command post will now be able to heal your units that are near it even when it's being upgraded. So that's an insight into all of the good stuff that's coming up in the Realms of Ruin update. It's been a real pleasure for me to give you a sneak peek. For more details and information, keep your eyes peeled to our socials.
There we go. So that was the wonderful, wonderful Sandy talking us through the update that's coming later on. And more news. Keep an eye on our socials for when that's going to be dropping. 2 new heroes coming to the game, plus a free update to all players containing 4 new multiplayer maps and some notable tweaks and changes to the balancing, and also that wonderful change to the stance system that has been much requested by the community. So thank you so much, Sandy, for spending time. Love spending time with Sandy. He is always close in my heart. So there we go. That was. I think we've covered all of the Warhammers.
Yeah.
We've covered the space stuff and the not space stuff.
So maybe now we go to something
a little bit more
fluffier.
friendly.
Yeah.
A little bit more friendly.
Fluffier, friendly. Let's go on to the happy feelings that is Planet Zoo Console Edition. Now, we've already mentioned that the Xbox Design Labs controller will be launching very, very soon. In fact, in the next few days, but it is part of the competition bundle that we're giving away today. I know some of you have been waiting to see how you join this, so chat, be prepared, it'll get messy very quickly. But to join the competition today, it is !Panda. That is how you enter the competition, and a winner will be picked at the end of this episode, so please stick around to see if you are the winner. Right, I think before we get our special guests on and see some gameplay, let's take a look at the brand new trailer that we've just released. There you go. The competition is open at the moment. It is !Panda if you want to enter, but it is Twitch only. Sorry, everybody on YouTube. One day we'll figure out how we can make that work. But right now it's Twitch only. We will close the competition soon. So get your entries in. If you do have any questions, we'll try and keep our eyes on the chat. And actually, chat is non-entry, so we can actually see your comments. You're not getting lost. Don't worry. So Planet Zoo Console is coming digitally on March 26th to PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series S and X. Right now we've got the Standard, Deluxe and Ultimate editions available for pre-order, and we'll have more details on what those include and the DLC plans for the console edition to talk about at the end of our little Planet Zoo section. Now, it's not just me that's going to be showing the game today. I'm joined by some very talented people. I get to talk about the game that they get to make. So let's introduce today's special guest. Welcome to the fancy new studio. I know you're not new to a Planet Zoo stream, but
it is a fancy new studio.
It is a very fancy new studio. Adam's very excited because he's finally got the rug.
Beautiful.
He was very upset that there were comments on the last stream being like, you really need to get a rug. And it was like stuck in the post. It was on order and it was stuck in the post. So everybody, producer Adam's very proud of his rug. But please introduce yourselves in case we do have some new Planet Zoo people watching.
Yeah, sure. So my name is Lisa Bowens. I'm a principal pipeline artist here at Frontier. And I'm just really excited to be back to talking about Planet Zoo. You might have seen me before, but if you haven't, I'm so excited.
Yeah, and I'm James Lockett. I'm the engineering lead and running the code team currently on Planet Coaster Console Edition. And yeah, it's been a really fun time, actually. So.
Well, shall we have a look at some gameplay then? Because on the last episode of Frontier Unlocked, we got to talk a little bit about Planet Zoo console, but we did promise that we would show it. So we've got a nice bit of gameplay to hand here that we're going to sort of talk a little bit over the top of. This is one of the very early scenarios in the game. And we playing Planet? Producer Adam's on it. This is currently running on Xbox Series X. So for those people at home wondering if the buttons didn't give it away, it's definitely on PlayStation. This is Xbox Series X. Now, if you're a Planet Zoo fan, you will have played this level yourself, you've played this scenario, but we're going to assume that maybe we've got people watching that aren't existing Planet Zoo fans. So what we're going to do today is while those who are already fans are having a look at how things run on console, and this is a work in progress build, this is not the final gameplay, and the team are squashing bugs and getting things ready for launch like troopers. But why don't we talk a little bit about what Planet Zoo is and how it works for maybe some of the new people?
Yes, if you're not familiar with Planet Zoo, it's really all about giving you all the tools that you need to be able to create your dream zoo, whatever that looks like. So we like to say limitless creativity and also real authenticity of the animals. All the animals look absolutely gorgeous. I might be a bit biased, but that's okay. And of course, now that it's on console, you'll be able to do that from the comfort of your couch, if you so wish, which is always amazing.
So you can see here right now, we've got the Zoopedia going. It's where you go for all of your facts for your animals and know what you need to make them happy in advance, basically. You can see here from the Zoopedia, you've got lots of shortcuts to get around the main game modes, which is jumping into the animal market here, where you can find new animals to add to your zoo. Right now, you can see we're selecting them from our storage that we've got and sending them to the zoo. When you do that and you set up a bunch of jobs, which your staff, if you've set them all up right, will then go and bring them in. So I think here we've sped up the controls here. You can see at the bottom menu there's like the X button gets you to that quick menu for a bunch of nice shortcuts for that. So we've sped up time so that we get the animals delivered quickly. Then have a bunch of pandas in here and ready to go.
Truly iconic. And when you click on them as well, you can see welfare is a really big part of the game. It's important that your animals are looked after and well provided with food, and also their habitat is really important. So here you can see we've opened that menu. There's a bunch of different parameters that contribute to whether or not an animal is happy in that habitat, and it's really in your best interest to try and make them as happy as possible because they're cute. Why wouldn't you want to?
So you can see here as well that another shortcut we've added here is that you can pin their terrain requirements that they've got to the console while you then are in the terrain editor. And then, you can fly around your habitat and just make sure they're happy with the terrain that they've got. So this is like putting more grass down, putting more soil down, whatever they want. Like, obviously, like alpine animals and that kind of thing will want snow, and you want to be able to set them up for that kind of thing.
It's also immensely satisfying to watch the sliders go up and down.
It really is, to make it go into green.
When it goes into green, you're like, yes, thrive, my children, thrive. Please. Especially you, pandas.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But here we have plants.
Yeah, we've got the plant screen here. It's just like, what are they happy with? You can see there's some plants that have made their way into this habitat that they're not happy with. And we've got lots of shortcuts in this menu to just quickly remove them if they're not going to be good for your animals. They can handle a little bit of things that they don't like, but it's like you always want to aim for the optimal every time, right?
We want happy animals.
Yeah, and to be that way, they have to be as close to their natural environment as possible. So that's why you can use a bunch of the filters to be able to get as close as possible to the biome or the continent that your animal is from and get all those plants in that they're used to seeing and they'll enjoy having in their habitat.
That makes a lot of sense, because this is actually product manager Tom, who was on the live stream last month. This is actually his gameplay. So if anyone likes to think, do you guys get to play video games at work? We do, but we have to play to be able to make videos like this. It's not quite. It's not quite. But he was diligent in his placing of the plans for us.
Yeah. He went all out to make the perfect little panda habitat, right?
He was quite proud of his work, but you can make fun of him for doing something else wrong later on.
Yeah. So you can see here, just placing the plants down, there's some shortcuts on the animals info panel that lets you get to some filters that you need really quickly. And then, yeah, you can see from his video, he's like using the advanced tools to place things in the ways that he wants, and really get a nice feel for a unique thing. It's like the wonderful thing about watching people play this game is just no one builds a zoo the same way, right? It's like things come out crazy. Some people do it, he's doing a really good job. I think by the end of this, it comes out looking lovely.
He does a great job.
Whereas, you see when I build a zoo,
no,
you get a program
true.
a zoo every time.
Yeah.
So.
It's very, very regimented. Actually, we have to say that we have an incredible existing group of creators on Planet Zoo. Really talented, that makes them,
Yeah, the
mind-blowing stuff.
I think it's arguably one of the best parts of the job is getting to see, because obviously we try to provide a lot of fun stuff for people to build with and create that dream zoo. And the dream zoos that get created never stop surprising me or amazing me. I'm just like, how did you do that? That must have taken so much time and effort. And I'm so happy that people love it so much that they do that.
Putting in that effort every time.
My favorite is when they take something that doesn't look like what it is, and then they flip it or rotate it and put it in a place and then build a thing around it.
The rocks are just, the workman's tools. It's just like you can make so much out of just rocks.
Yeah, and I think
surprising every time.
Yep, that's what's one of the best things for me about Planet Zoo is if you just want to be able to place stuff that you guys have made, or if you want to import stuff that community members have made from the workshop, you can do that. But if you're really feeling creative and up to it, it is limitless in what you can make.
I think blueprints are an excellent way if you're a player who wants to focus a bit more on the management or you want to spend less time building. They're an amazing time to get quick results that look great in your park. And then if you want to go into the nitty-gritty, you can absolutely do that on the console as well. With all the updates that we've done to kind of how it works and how the controls are, it's actually really easy to build, as you can see, your own little habitat. Tom's doing a great job.
Yeah, you can build from your laid-back position as well. It's quite chill, actually, when you get around to it. So, but yeah, so we have workshop support, so that's the thing. I don't think it's in this video, but yeah, you can find other players' blueprints, and that'll be signing up with the Frontier account, and yeah, you'll be able to upload straight away and play other people's stuff, even their zoos. Yeah. So it'll be lovely, actually.
Yeah, and there's some very impressive stuff that I'm sure will be made and uploaded. So yeah, if you're not feeling creative, don't worry. You can still have something incredibly beautiful thanks to the hard work.
Yeah, we tend to get outclassed pretty quickly, right? Just with
almost
the uploads.
instant.
I mean, I don't want to say you guys aren't good, but I've seen some stuff.
I've put a couple blueprints in this game, and none of them come close to what the community have made. So
absolutely not. But yeah, Tom's doing a very, very good job, but you can see now in the top right-hand corner, we're still not quite there in terms of getting everything that our little guys need.
Pandas are pretty fussy animals, and that's the fun thing about Planet Zoo as well. If your animal has rather specific requirements, the game will also encourage you to meet those by, making it match to the sliders and making sure that they have everything they need. And yeah, it's interesting. I love seeing the differences in animal needs, what they want you to place or not place.
There is some animals that are quite difficult to keep, track of. They'll require a large amount of space, and then it's just like, how do you fit this into your zoo? And you're like, you just got to find the right corner, find the right spacing.
Someone says Planet Zoo is a really good-looking game. It is, and it's actually incredibly impressive that there is, for me, you boot it up on console and it still looks absolutely incredible as well. Like I said, we're on playing, if you're joining, this is Xbox Series X gameplay, which is really, really nice. But also, I think here, Tom is doing an awful lot with foliage and shrubbery, but that's just not all that you can place in here. I don't believe Tom puts down a climbing frame, for example, but there are a lot of other items as well for the animal enrichment.
Yes, I think we'll definitely get to those in a second. It's another very important thing about animal welfare, and a lot of this comes directly from zoos. We've gone and talked to people and said, how do you keep your animals happy and interested and nurtured, not just kind of in terms of feeding them, but also keeping them occupied, making sure that they can display their natural behaviors and stuff like that. And enrichment plays such a huge part in that. Because obviously, I mean, if you have these animals, you want them to be able to do what they would want to do in their natural habitat as much as possible. And there's a lot of different ways that you can do that. I'm sure we will see that in a second, so I'm going to wait. I don't want to spoil stuff.
No, we don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, Tom is now putting the last of the plants down, making sure they're plant happy, and then we can maybe put some enrichment in for our pandas as well. Do you want to tell us a little bit about maybe getting this ready for console in the sense of mapping to the controller? Because I think that's a big one for a lot of people, is how you take a game, mouse and keyboard, and then make it feel intuitive and smooth on a controller. I've played it. You've done an incredible job. But you get to sell it to the world now.
Yeah, no, totally. So it's like, yeah, porting a very much PC-focused game to console. It's like, you know, we had some pointers already from Planet Coaster console when that came out, and we've, you know, made some changes, made some differences here. So you can see, like, one of the key things that I found very helpful throughout the whole thing is the button prompts in the bottom right that just always keep you reminded of what you can do in your current scene. So it's like, Planet Zoo is a game with many tools, right? Yes. You've got paths, you've got terrain, you've got barriers, you've got all the scenery, and everything has, you know, like things that you need to do with them, things that will help you do, you know, the cooler, you know, like advanced move stuff, like putting stuff in the exact position that you want. So yeah, the button prompts are very helpful to just point you in the right direction wherever you go. We've got shortcuts all over the place. We've added a radio menu that is just, you know, very helpful for just very quickly, if it becomes muscle memory basically as you start building, where you just like, boom, you know, hold the Y button, spin the thing around, and then just, you're doing your advanced moves that you want. And then, yeah, it's just like, it's a bit hard, you know, mapping so many keys that you have on a keyboard and mouse. But yeah, as you're thinking about it with this, but it does just become quite, quick, quite, you know, like I said, muscle memory is like the key thing. And and as you can see here, Tom's been just whizzing around doing all of this, and there's no slowing him down.
No, he's getting all the enrichment in now.
And yeah, we're up to the enrichment that
Make him happy. Look at him, he's gone for a swim. But like you said, this is all about, you know, it's not just a game about building. It is about kind of learning about animals, it is about their welfare, and it's about their happiness. And for that, they've got to be entertained.
Yeah, I mean, we play games. They want to play with things. They want to sniff boxes and food. It's really important.
Now, Tom did say to mention that he forgot that he could build them a little climbing frame. So he said, please tell everyone I'm sorry I didn't build them a climbing frame.
Yes, of course you can. And you can build it both piece by piece if you want to use all those advanced controls to place your assets, or you can also use one of our blueprints or one of the workshop blueprints.
Exactly.
So many different ways.
So we're going back into some of the management stuff now. So we've done a fair bit of building, a little bit of creating, just the surface level. Now we're doing the work zone stuff. Again, Tom said he panicked and just grabbed some work zones. But this is part of the management of the game, right?
We're putting Tom on blast here.
He's chosen to not be here to defend himself. Tom, I know you're watching this. I'm sorry.
But yeah, the work zone system you can see there is all part of our like overhaul of some UI screens. I'll let you do the similar things that you could do in Planet Zoo. And yeah, it's like staff management is a key point, making sure they do things efficiently. Putting Tom on blast again, like certainly his work zone will have them spread out over the map. And it's just like, yeah, you know, you want to build your work zones condensed and, you know, make sure they're the amount they have to walk between everything they want to do is short. But, you know, it's all part of the experimentation and figuring out what works.
Yep, and we're keeping the animals happy, but we've got to keep the guests happy too. So it is not just about building the environments for our animals to thrive in. You've actually got to build a successful zoo. Yeah, and to get that, we're trying to feed people. We've got the lovely Chief Beef from the Gulpy, who any of our Planco people should recognise.
They will not go hungry.
They will not go or thirsty. But yeah, Tom's doing. Fair play to Tom, actually. I feel really bad for bad-mouthing him. I'm sorry, Tom.
You've done a great job,
You've done a
sweetie.
great job, and the pandas are happy, which is what we wanted.
Exactly.
But yeah, you can see him using our browser system at the bottom there, going through the sub-menus, which just helps you get to things that you want quickly and easily. There's filters on there which you can get to pretty quickly, which just allow you to even quicker get through the sheer number of items you have on offer in Planet Zoo. There's just, yeah, so many things to place down at any point, and also adding your blueprints to that list allows you to just see something that looks pretty very quickly, and you're like, oh, you know, that'll do.
I really recommend using the filters, and it's really intuitive to get there on the controller as well, just to be able to quickly toggle things on and off. Because there's so much stuff in the game, I find it a really easy way to get exactly to what I need, compared to just trawling the menu.
Yeah, I think Tom was just sort of duplicating stuff and dropping it down, and you've done an incredible job of making this feel comfortable on the controller. You can see them. We're putting down some educational material now.
Yeah, more stuff to make the guests happy, basically. It's like part of the zoo experience is teaching people about why animals need to be protected and what we can do to conserve them. And this is sort of like how we represent this in our game.
And it ties back into the management and simulation as well, because the more educated your guests are, the happier they will be, and the more money they will put in that shiny rotating donation box for you.
And those pandas got to eat.
The
Those
pandas
pandas
have
gotta
to
eat.
And they do eat a lot.
They do eat a lot.
This is actually one of our favourite things here at Frontier, is when we are working on Planet Zoo, we always have the meetings where we, see the animals, and we always get like animal facts.
Oh, the animal fact time is
And
so good.
like it's basically an excuse for us all to send really cute animal pictures back and forth, mostly during an entire meeting. And it is usually just positive vibes only. It's really nice, actually. Learned quite a lot about animals by working on Planet Zoo.
I know, and it's hard to be upset when you're looking at them. You're just like, "Aw."
Yeah,
Look at them.
You can see here from this map, it's pretty dense, it's pretty full of people. We will get a little bit more into the zoo complexity meter after this, but just keep in mind, I believe this is scenario 4.
Free. Yeah, the third one.
And this is roughly around 33%, I believe, on the zoo complexity meter.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful park full of stuff and life and vibrancy. So, there's a lot of room there for you to build your incredible zoo.
Yeah. And Tom has done a good job.
Yeah. Just the camera flyby as well. It's just really satisfying to fly around on a controller, I find. It's like
It's
really
more
easy
zippy.
Yeah, it does.
zippy,
It's lovely and smooth. It's got that nice feeling to
The
it.
cinematic feel.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously we've got tools in there to help people, take beautiful pictures and clips as well.
All of the same, screenshot functionality and the cinematic camera editor is just like really fun to make a little flyby basically and just watch it zoom around. So,
yeah, there we go. That is a little look at the gameplay, which I really appreciate you guys taking us through it. Now, we'll have some information about the DLC. Now, obviously, we've released quite a number of DLCs on PC, but we have got the DLCs coming to console as well. So let's go through what we've got. So coming up on launch day, we will have 2 of the DLC packs available. So we will have the North America Animal Pack and the Europe Pack available as a bundle, or to buy separately on launch day, which will be March 26. Now, if you do get the Ultimate Edition, which contains the Season Pass, you will have these unlocked automatically. Now, we did speak a little bit about the zoo complexity meter. So what we're going to do, since we've just mentioned the Europe Pack, we're going to show you a little bit of footage from the scenario in the Europe Pack to give you an idea of how the zoo complexity meter kind of evolves and what it's capable of. So let's play that footage. It's about a minute of footage, and it's worth saying this is about 50%.
Yeah,
on
this
the
is
zoo
just over
complexity
50% this one. I think we have a screenshot of it later on. Yes. Just the bar in the menu that tells you this. There is a UI that tells you this as you're getting close to the limit. But as you can see, it's just like we can build really dense parks on console just fine.
Yeah.
And there is so much more, there's lots of space here to build into, and it's encouraged on this scenario because you've got to do quite a bit. So.
Yeah, I think the big thing from the community was like, someone was like, can you give us a number? And like, we
Yeah.
can't. It's the complexity meter for a reason. It is quite complex.
Yeah, this is the thing. It's like, trees cost a certain amount, that kind of thing, but like animals and their habitats, they vary like differently on how much memory they're using, this kind of thing. So we have limits for a reason to not crash, that kind of
Much
stuff.
like in real life, there's a lot of complex underlying factors there that will contribute.
Waiting to slide that in.
Yeah, way to slide that in. But you can see, like we said, there's so much space here, and you're only at 55%. There's so much you can build here.
Yeah. So while we can't give you exact numbers because it's too complex, we can reassure you that there is lots of room for building, even with the zoo complexity meter. In fact, do we have a little screenshot, I think, of the zoo, of what you see? So this is what you'll see in game. So you can go into the menu.
Yeah,
tell
go
you
in the
where
menu
you're
to
at.
check it on there, and like I said, you have some little in-world pop-ups when you're getting close to the limit, and then it'll, stay up to remind you if you're getting close.
Yeah, you will no longer be able to add anything else, and animals will stop breeding, for example. But yeah, that was the Europe Pack scenario is only 55, and I think when you do that fly through, you're like, there's a lot of detail in there.
There's so much there.
There's a lot of detail in that one. Right, we also said at the end of this we would talk a little bit about the different editions that are available for pre-order and the DLC, so I am going to take you through that. So first of all, we do have the standard edition because Planet Zoo console edition is coming March 26 digitally to PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series S and X. Now, the standard edition, which is available for pre-order, includes the base game, and then you have the option to pick up DLC packs or DLC bundles like the North America Animal Pack and Europe Pack bundle as you wish. We also have the deluxe edition available for pre-order, which is the base game, and it also comes with the Wetlands Animal Pack and the Southeast Asia DLC pack. Now, while you won't be able to buy those two pieces of DLC separately, they're in the deluxe edition, if you buy the standard edition, you can upgrade to the deluxe edition to be able to pick up those packs. And then there's the Ultimate Edition, which is the base game, the Wetlands Animal Pack, the Southeast Asia Animal Pack, and the Season Pass, which just gives you automatic access to the 14 additional DLC packs. Also for the DLC, we did mention that alongside the Standard, Deluxe and Ultimate, we'll be launching 2 of the DLC packs at the same time, either in a bundle or by themselves, and that is the North American Animal Pack and the Europe Pack, of course, which will be included in the Ultimate Edition and available to buy separately or stand alone. That was an awful lot to talk about.
You got through it really well.
Good job.
I think we got through it really well. Don't worry, everything is on the Planet Zoo website if you've forgotten anything I've said. We are going to close the competition now. So everybody who has entered, good luck. We will have Zach pick a winner or announce the winner. It's his turn to try and chew out a complicated username live on Twitch and YouTube. But thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for showing us some gameplay.
Thanks for having us.
Like I said, Planet Zoo console coming digitally to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S and X on March 26th. And the brand new Design Labs Xbox controller will be launching very soon. Let's take a look at the trailer one more time.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much to the wonderful development team and for Holly for talking us through a bit of gameplay of Planet Zoo coming to consoles on March 26th. Now, it's nearly time's up, so I'm afraid that's going to have to move the Elite News to the next show. So I'm really sorry, Commanders. I'm joking. We do have, well, the prodigal son who has returned to Elite Dangerous. We have with us today, right now, the wonderful Zach. Hello. Zach, welcome back. This is weird, Zach, isn't it?
It's very weird to be on this this couch and not that couch. Yes.
Yeah, it's weird that I'm interviewing you, considering we used to host together.
Yes,
so
very strange.
It's made it very odd, chat. There's a weird dynamic, so it feels it's a bit like we've had a breakup and we're back in a room just trying to negotiate for the kids. But it's fine, it's okay. When we come to an agreement.
Yeah.
So Zach, before we start talking about Elite, and you've got quite a bit to talk about, don't worry, chat. We are going beyond the hour because we've got some bits to talk about. So don't think the show's just going to end. I was just teasing you. But where have you been, everyone? Welcome back to Frontier Unlocked, our monthly show talking about all things Frontier. If you're tuning in each month, it's the last Wednesday, keep that in your head. There's always news about our Frontier games. This month we've talked about the Chaos Gate Demon Hunters released on Xbox One, PS4, Xbox Series S and X and PS5. We talked about the competition that is still live on the Chaos Gate social channels. We talked about the update coming to Realms of Ruin, featuring 2 new heroes, plus a free update for all of our players, featuring 4 new maps and some AI tweaks and balances. We've just had a wonderful interview with the developers from Planet Zoo console coming March 26th, and now we're about to talk about Elite Dangerous. If you've just tuned in, you may still scrape in your Twitch drops. I'm going to throw Adam under the bus. Adam, can you put them on the screen? Maybe, we'll see. But if you watch for a little bit of time, you can earn these Twitch drops, and we're just about to announce the winner of the competition for all of this swag. So, there's your Twitch drops. Well done, producer Adam, for certain time. Adam, do we have a winner for Zach to read out? We do. So, Zach, your first port of call. Can we announce the winner?
Yes. I'll wait for producer Adam to give me a name.
Here we go.
Let's put him under pressure, shall we?
He's starting to sweat, chat.
Yep.
Producer Adam is now starting to sweat. The lights are on him. The pressure's on.
He's struggling.
He's hitting keyboard. Something's happened. Oh.
Okay, I've got it. So, the winner of all of that.
You got it easy.
Swag.
You got an easy one.
Yeah, very easy. Sorry, Holly.
All right.
The winner is Stormy_UK.
Well done. So congratulations, Stormy. All of this wonderful swag, the Planet Zoo goodie bag, the vinyl, the Stream Deck, the Chaos Gate caps, and the amazing Xbox Elite Series 2 controller and other bits are all on their way to you. Please leave your details in the DM so we can get it shipped out to you, and we'll get it done straight away. Right. We've made him wait long enough, Zach.
Sure.
So first and foremost, welcome back.
Thank you.
I know who you are. I think a lot of the commanders do. So if we are a lot of commanders who remember Zach, please give us some hearty 07s for Zach, having him come back. And then Zach, can you just tell the wider people in the chat who you are and what do you do?
Sure. So my name's Zach. I am the product manager on Elite Dangerous. So that basically means that I kind of oversee the sort of marketing that we do for the game. And before that, I was a community manager on Elite Dangerous. So yes, this is very familiar to me, this little setup. But it has changed quite a bit since I was last in here, which is looking very nice. We've spruced it up.
We've run a Hoover around.
Yeah.
It looks a little bit different. But look, okay, there's a lot of stuff going on with Elite Dangerous. And thank you so much I know you were on holiday last month. How dare you have a break. But it was all thanks to that. We had all that great news for Elite Dangerous. But I guess we should start talking about what's actually happening with Elite right now with Update 18. So what is Update 18? Give us a synopsis.
Sure. So Update 18 was released on Monday, and that has basically given commanders the ability now to fight back against the Titans, right? So the Titans have been sort of massive Thargoid motherships that have been in the game for quite a while, but commanders have never really had the chance to actually do any proper damage to them. That has now changed with Update 18, so yes, you can now head into the sort of cloud and do some damage against those Titans.
Yeah. So we got some screenshots that are coming in. Now this is on me, the community. I did farm some of these in because there's some amazing community shots here of players engaging with the Titan, and I forgot to add the names. So if you do see your picture, that is my fault. I'm sorry, but I did want to showcase just some of the wonderful, as always, photography that our commanders get up to. So they're engaging with the Titans. These are nanite missiles now we're firing into the vents, right?
Nanite torpedoes.
Nanite torpedoes, sorry. All right. See, this is it. We're fighting over the kids.
Maybe I'm wrong.
All right, so it's not just about engaging with the Titan, right? People keep asking stuff like, is the narrative in Update 18 just about the Titan? Zach, is it just about the Titan?
Well, no. So obviously, aside from the Titan battles that you're able to do, we put in a lot of bug fixes and sort of tweaks, as always. But there is more to this update that will sort of open up and progress over the kind of next few weeks and months. So yes, much more to come in Update 18, which is exciting.
Okay. And when we talk about bugs and fixes, I know there was a slight issue with I think the vents on the Titan, but we are aware of that, and I think we're looking at it, right, Zach?
Yeah. So it's a very rare issue where sometimes the sort of heat vents won't go back down once you've done enough damage. Right now, we kind of suggest you to relog if that's the case, sort of re-instance. But we are, yes, looking at it, and we'll share information on socials once we have an update for that as soon as possible.
Cool. So obviously, as we spoke about it on the previous show, obviously update 18 we would like allows players to engage with the Titans. One particular Titan has been engaged quite heavily. Zach, which Titan is taking the most amount of attention from our commanders?
I believe it's the Tyrannus. As far as I can tell from the sort of numbers we get inside, it's miles ahead. So I would say yes, let's keep focusing on that one. But the other ones are behind, and I would say, you know, once Tyrannus is out of the way, before heading straight to the other Titans, maybe sort of consider cleaning out some of the systems around to make it a bit easier for yourself. That's what I would say.
Yeah, I mean, I might take some responsibility for this, because I think when I talked about, obviously, we can engage with the Titans, I think some of you commanders were like, okay, we'll just wait then. We'll just wait till we get the big old gun and the big old hammer, and we go in and we'll just smash the Titan. Remember, they were obviously getting resources from somewhere, and if their resources are cut off, the Titan is going to be far easier to engage. However, I would stress, because you kind of done it the hard way, as is always the case, but always makes us more impressed with you, stay with Tyrannus. You're getting the work done. Focus, 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 because it's really, really important that you get through. And let's get one back for humanity, right? Because we've taken a bit of a licking for the last year and a bit.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking about progress.
Sure.
One of the questions we get asked a lot, almost all the time, is how much of the galaxy have we explored?
Yes, we do always get that question.
Now, we have spared no expense with this chat, none. Producer Adam, literally, we locked him in a cupboard for about 17 weeks and hit with sticks. We didn't, we hit with bats. But we have a graphic, an animation actually, to show you how much percentage is. So are you ready? Adam, could you roll us the percentage?
Yeah, bit of drum roll in the chat. Here we go.
Oh.
Big number.
Big number.
6%.
Oh. Oh. All right. Well, there you go. 0.06% of the galaxy has actually been explored in 10 years. Actually, that's a phenomenal.
Well, yeah.
It's a phenomenal amount of space, considering it's a one-to-one scale of the galaxy. So well done. 07 commanders, particular commanders like Picard, who's out there on his 9-year mission. He accounts for 0.00001% of that. So well done for that. But keep going. Commanders, plenty to explore and more reasons to do so coming up. So we talked about the Titans. We talked about the players engaging with Tyrannus. We've talked about there being more to update 18, and that obviously there is a narrative within 18, and, you know, things will lead on from the narrative, and it's important they carry on with the narrative. I don't want to lead anyone on too longer, but let's talk about the Python, shall we?
Before we talk about the Python.
Oh, so close, chat.
I want to give people a little sort of heads up about what the work they're doing on the Titan and the kind of rewards they might be able to get for doing so.
Yes. This is super hot off the press.
It is very hot off the press. So we know you're all fighting the Titans. You're all putting in the work to save humanity, but we are going to obviously reward people for doing so. So we are going to work on giving out a sort of different paint job every time that someone kills a Titan. So you'll get a different paint job for, I believe there's 8 of them right now.
I think so, yeah.
But
So Titans? You're talking about what paint jobs?
Titans, I'm talking
There's 8.
about.
There's 8, yeah.
So you'll get a different paint job for each of those. And we're also working on a super cool sort of unique decal, which is kind of like a rank sort of system, would you say? Where it's really bespoke thing that will be cool.
If you are, so to be clear, if you engage with the Titan and are part of the process of destroying one of them, you'll get a really cool kill decal. Decal that will go on your ship. And obviously, we will look to expand that decal depending on how many Titans you've been involved in destruction.
Yes.
So if humanity ever does manage to wipe out all 8, you could have a decal which is incredibly unique, which is 8 Titan kills on your ship, which is actually really, really fun.
Yeah.
So that is coming into the game. There might be some other stuff that's there. We're still working on that. So when there's news on it, we'll let you know. But yeah, keep plugging away at the Titans. It's not just for humanity. It's also for cool stuff for your ship.
Yes.
So,
the most important part.
The most important. Yeah. So we talked about the narrative, and then I will segued into the Python Mark II. I get asked all the time. I've seen chat all the time. Where is the Python? Where is it? Where is the Python? Where is it, Zach? Where is the Python?
Well, I'll show you it.
Oh, all right. Sorry, we've got a video. Let's have a look.
Yeah, we've got a bit of video. This is some work in progress footage, chat. Thanks to Chris Gregory on the art team for providing this. It's not got its final sort of textures and stuff on, but yes, the Python Mark II exists in the game. Here it is. I would say it's a really beautiful ship.
When we saw the concept art, and again, this is work in progress. It hasn't got its final bits and bobs, and this is like very clean looking version of the ship. But when I saw the concept, I was in love then. When I've seen this model, there's a meme, I think I may have even started it, of me with that, the girlfriend one where I'm the chieftain's here, and then obviously the Python. I honestly think this is probably my favourite ship. It's got some very, very, very strong like SR2 Blackbird vibes to it. Yeah. I love the way that the shape of the cockpit is very much like a snake head, and obviously this is by intention. Chris and the guys are very, very clever, very, very smart people. But chat, I hope you like what you're seeing, because this is a beautiful, beautiful ship. So we'll put this on loop. Should we put this on loop?
Yeah, let's producer Adam. Can you loop it?
He can. He's nodded. That's an easy job for Adam. He can loop it. So have this loop when we talk about it. So, what can you tell us about the actual ship?
Yeah, sure. So I think, and again, shout out to Luke Betterton and design team for helping me gather all this information. So when I say we throughout this sort of conversation, this is the royal we. So we didn't really want to sort of majorly change any of the existing ships within the game that have a purpose, that kind of thing. The base Python is kind of viewed as a good jack of all trades. And so the Python Mark II was created to actually specialize with a bit more of a focused intention of really being able to compete with some of the best PvP ships in the game. So primarily the Mamba and the FDL. And that doesn't mean that we know how you guys work. Yes, we're sort of balancing it around PvP. That does not mean that you won't be able to figure out a different use. I'm sure there will be people that use it for exploration.
We were talking about this earlier. One of the running jokes between all of us that work on Elite is we have a plan for something, and then we give it to the community, and you do something totally different with it. So it has got a purpose, sure. And I think some of the more astute commanders, we'll probably touch on the bits, we'll notice there's hard points are different on this ship. It's not just a cosmetic overhaul, as we've mentioned in the past. They do have functional differences. You mentioned PvP focus. Is there anything coming up that players might be using PvP more for?
Yeah, good question. So I can't go into too much detail quite yet, but we are going to give people more reason to engage with PvP in Powerplay 2.0, and hopefully the Python Mark II will fit quite nicely into that.
Yeah. Just on this, and this is mainly for me, I got a lot of flack because I'm notorious for giving away secrets, chat, as you all know, which is probably why they've put Zach in charge now, because I'm too much of a loose cannon. But one of the things I mentioned was obviously update 18 and 19, and also got Powerplay 2.0 and the other feature. And I said was coming this year. And then I think some people got a little bit worried, and they said, well, they said it might come this year, or we're planning for this year, and it's not going to come this year. Zach, when is update 19, Powerplay 2.0 and this new feature coming this year?
Yes, they are 100%, absolutely, both coming this year. Nothing to worry about.
Don't want to say I told you so, chat, but I told you so. Don't want to say so, but I did. So it's great. So more stuff to look forward to. And again, of course, we'll have you talk more about Powerplay 2.0 as we get closer to it. And there's going to be quite a bit to talk about. So we'll use this show to break these into segments, much like we just did then for the wonderful team on Planet Zoo. We'll have some yourself and maybe some of the devs will come in and talk about how Powerplay 2.0 works out. All right, so can you tell us anything about the gameplay or the feel for the ship?
Yeah, sure. So we think when you first buy the ship, it might have a slightly unusual feel, especially compared to the sort of base Python. But when it's specialized and you spend a bit of time with it and you sort of get in the modules that you want, we think it's going to feel really great. I think it's definitely a ship that's made to be specialized. We're currently not quite settled on all the exact internals, but I can confirm the Python Mark II will have 6 hard points and 6 utility mounts. So
6 hard points. Guns.
Yes, lots and lots of guns and lots of utility. So have fun.
It's going to be able to hold its own. She's no shrinking violet, is the Python Mark II. All right, so we've talked about some of its abilities. Is there any abilities we can't talk about it might have or might allude to? Or
there is one other thing. There's something that will make sense in the coming weeks and months, so I won't spoil it for people.
It's almost like carry on the narrative.
Yeah, it's
not trying to carry on the narrative.
Yeah, and as we keep saying, right, some of these things need to wait. We need to wait and see how the narrative plays out. But yes, the Python Mark II will have another capability that will become clear and will become really useful to all players in the future.
All right, and obviously I've commented a lot about how it looks. how did we come to this look? I mean, I know you spent some time with Chris, and again, big shout out to all the team for putting together these assets, because I know they're busy working on stuff, and so we always come asking, capping hand, like, can we have some stuff to show, please?
Yes.
So yeah, how did they come up with the look of this?
Yeah, so an interesting fact that I didn't know was that the development of the Falcon de Lacy sort of, older ships that were released with Elite Dangerous, they actually used original wireframe code to retain elements from sort of previous design. And so the Python Mark II kind of is a development on that aesthetic. It's basically more sleeker, smoother, more refined. And honestly, it's making use of a lot of advances we've had as a development team in concepting, modeling, rendering to give you this sort of beautiful ship that you're seeing today.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Now, I need to just make sure we've covered everything off here. So we've talked about the look, we've talked about the abilities, we've talked about how they come up with the look. What else can we talk about on here? So I guess the question is, right, we keep getting asked this.
Yeah.
When are we going to get it, Zach? When are we going to get it?
So I can't give you an exact date, and I'll tell you why. It's because the Python Mark II is tied to the narrative of Update 18. So we've said Update 19 is in the summer, and I'm telling you that the Python Mark II is tied to the narrative of Update 18. So
chop chop.
Yep, I'll leave that to you guys to sort of work it out when it will be arriving.
All right, cool. And we've kind of lightly touched on PowerPlay 2.0 and the other new feature, which we're not going to discuss too much today. Is there much you can say about these just yet, other than clarify it's definitely coming this year?
Yeah, definitely coming this year. We'll definitely have more to talk about on the next few Frontier Unlocks. But yeah, that little nugget that, yes, PvP will be sort of involved a little bit in PowerPlay 2.0, and we'll give you a reason to sort of engage with that a bit more.
And we will, of course, talk about the other ships as they come
Of course we will.
Right, so don't think we've forgotten about those other ships either. But that's not all. If you're looking to pick up Elite Dangerous, there's a new version hitting the shelves, digital shelves, I guess.
Yeah, the digital shelves. So today, whether it's live now, I'm not sure because of how Steam and Epic push things through, but we are launching a new deluxe edition of the game, so that will include the base game and Odyssey, and that's actually for a new lower price of £21.99. And we've also reworked the pricing of the base game and Odyssey individually too. So the base game will now be, I believe, £14.99, and Odyssey will be £9.99. So if you know someone that's been on the fence for ages about either picking up the whole sort of package or just Odyssey, I think now is actually a really great time to sort of tell your friends. Lots of content coming to the game, and we've got a new sort of price point for everyone to jump in at.
Cool. All right. So I think that kind of covers what we had. I think hopefully, chat, you understand that the Python is well on its way.
It is.
We've talked about the Thargoids, the Titans, how players can now get involved and actually take the fight back to the Titans directly. Tyrannus is taking a bit of a pounding. Carry on, chat. Carry on, my wayward sons, because it's important that we get through this and we strike back for humanity. All right, Zach, it's always a pleasure to see you, to spend some time with you.
Thanks for having me.
But we're going to welcome back, to say goodbye, I think, the wonderful, wonderful Holly. So if Holly is going to join us back she's way over there in the green room. It's not a green room, chat. It's just our studio.
Room. It is 3 wooden stools in a row.
Yes.
It's really like you're on a naughty stool and you're waiting to be summoned.
It does feel like that.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us for another fun and...
You're back.
I'm back.
You're back.
I'm back.
We tried to lose him, we couldn't.
No.
Can't.
And then he was like, no. And then he kicked the door down and then just brought in Elite.
It's mine now.
Yes.
And I was like, okay,
Feast.
all right.
Yep.
All right, so we've had a wonderful show today. We've covered off loads of stuff to do with all of our Warhammer fans. So this news on Chaos Scout and console. We talked about the update that's coming for Realms of Ruin, both the paid update with 2 heroes and the free update for all players. Holly, you sat down with a wonderful team.
Talked all things Planet Zoo. We had a little look at some gameplay on Xbox Series X ahead of the game's launch on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series S and X on March 26. Answered some questions around the Zoo complexity meter, and I ran everybody through all the different editions as well.
Yeah, well done for doing that, by the way. There's no way I would have got through that. And then we sat down and welcomed back... Well, you haven't really left. You can never leave. Zach has gone through and sat down and talked about Elite Dangerous and all the wonderful stuff that's going to Elite Dangerous for the amazing team working on that game. We've talked about the Titans that are now under attack. Yeah. Keep going on Tyrannus. We've talked about we showed the Python Mark II. Still a little bit work in progress, but you can see in game now she's beautiful. And we talked about some of the stuff that's coming later on this year. And we talked about the new SKU, the new edition of Elite Dangerous available right now on Steam. So it's been great, and we gave away loads of swag.
And
Holly,
we did actually. Yeah, there's plenty more of that. I've got plenty more of swag upstairs for future episodes. In fact, we've got some new Planet Zoo console stuff that we're making that we should be able to give away next time as well.
There you go. So stay tuned. Speaking of next time, we'll be back the last Wednesday of every month, as we always say, which is March the 24th.
We said no, 25, 6, 7. Sorry, producer Adam just did this, and I was like, I have to count. I had to actually count. 27th. We are always the last Wednesday of every month, apart from December, because that would be Christmas Day, and we love our jobs, but I'd rather be eating turkey. Always at 6 p.m. UK time, no matter whether that's BST or GMT.
There we go. All right, so that's it from us now. Last month, I had a very awkward goodbye, but I'm going to embrace it. So I'll see you all on the next one. Mwah!